Hello boys and girls, this is Mr. So. Welcome back for another lesson of biology. Today we are going through lesson 51 of chapter 30, the classwork 30.2. Before you start watching the video, remember to like and subscribe my channel and also share the video to your classmates. Let's start. In the following picture, it shows you 3 different pools, and in different pools there are different types of predator which preys on the small fish called the guppies. Based on the different predators, we will know that there are different looks and variation of guppies living in different pools. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at question 1. What is the driving force? That means the selection pressure that caused the selection of different guppies, the small fish, in the pike cichlid pool in purple, and also the killifish pool in orange. What is causing the small fish guppies to look different in the two pools? Let's take a look at the description. In the pike cichlid purple pool, the pike cichlid is a predator. They prey on the adult guppies, and the guppies, they are more drab in the color, not colorful. While in the killifish pool, the killifish, they prey on the young guppies, the juvenile guppies, and then all the adult guppies in the killifish pool, they are brighter in the color. Now, what is selecting and leading to a different looks of guppies in the two pools? It should be the predation by different predator, the pike cichlid and the killifish, or you can say the type of predator is the selection force. Let's take a look at the pike cichlid pool. The pike cichlid is a very intense and strong predator. They eat mainly the adult fish, the adult guppies. In the picture below, it shows you 2 types of adult guppies. One is the colorful guppies, and then the other one is the drab adult guppies. Now, which adult is easier to be spotted and prey on, being eaten? It should be the colorful one. So most of the colorful guppies are being eaten, while for the drab guppies, they survive and reproduce better because they are not easily spotted. So you should know, in the pike cichlid pool in purple, the colorful guppies, they died, while for the drab guppies, they remain. Question 2. Can you suggest why the guppies in the pool with the pike cichlids, they are more drab in color than those in the killifish pool? First of all, you have to mention about the genetic variation in the color of guppies. First, there is genetic variation of color in the adult guppies. Because we know that the pike cichlid is a more intense predator than the killifish from the question, the colorful guppies, they are easily spotted and eaten, so they will be dead. On the other hand, the drab guppies, they can avoid the predator. They are better hiding, they are not colorful, so they have a higher chance to survive and reproduce. At the end, you can tell the change in the proportion. The drab guppies, they have a greater proportion in the future generation. 3a. How would you expect the change in the area and number of color spots in the transplanted population compared to those guppies in the source population? To answer this question, we have to take a look at how the guppy's look is affected by the predator. In the source population, when the predator is the pike cichlid, all the guppies, they look drab, not colorful. However, when the predator is the killifish, all the guppies, they are colorful with bright color. Now, in the transplanted population, it has the predator called killifish. What will the guppies look like? Will they look more colorful or more drab? What is your answer? Based on the pool with the killifish as the predator, the guppies, they should all look colorful. So therefore, if the pool has the killifish, the guppies, they should look colorful. Therefore, for the area of color spot, it should increase. While for the number of the color spot, it should also increase. And other information given by the classwork is that the young guppies, they haven't expressed their color yet. But when they turn adult, they can either become a drab guppies adult or become a colorful adult with 50% chance. Now let's take a look at the killifish pool. In the killifish pool, the killifish is a less intense predator. The killifish is going to eat not the adult, but the juvenile. That means the killifish is going to eat the young of the guppies. And in the young guppies, there are two types. There are young guppies with the color gene, and then the young guppies without the color gene. And since the young, they haven't expressed their color yet, they all look the same. The killifish is going to eat the young randomly without any preference. So that when these young, which all looks the same, being eaten randomly, they are going to decrease differently or with the same extent. They should decrease by the same extent, but not differently. Let's take a look at the right-hand side killifish pool. Since the guppies are being eaten randomly, they decrease by the same extent. Therefore, overall, the percentage of the guppies with color gene and the guppies with no color gene, they should also be the same. When the guppies grow from young, that means the juvenile, to adult, the percentage of having colorful guppies is still the same as having the drab guppies. At the end, just take a look at the percentage. You can see that in killifish pool, it has a greater percentage of colorful guppies than in the pike cichlid pool. After the guppies are transplanted from the pike cichlid pool to the killifish pool, the killifish is going to eat the young randomly. That means it shows no selection at all. The colorful young and the drab young, they will decrease by the same extent. The population, or the proportion of the population, seems very close for the colorful and drab young. Question B1. Compared killifish and pike cichlid, can you explain why there is a change in coloration of guppies mentioned in A? This is because, given that the killifish is a less intense predator than the pike cichlid. And the killifish will eat the young which not yet express their color, such as the young with the color gene and the young without the color gene. They will eat them randomly. Therefore, both of the young, they are going to decrease by the same extent because the killifish eat all of them randomly. Compared with the pike cichlid pool, the proportion of the young with color gene is greater. So they will express their color when they turn adult. Therefore, at the end, the proportion of colorful adult will be higher when the guppies turn adult in the killifish pool. In the killifish pool, there are two types of young guppies, those with the color gene and those without the color gene. After 3 months, the two types of guppies they grow up to become adult. Now, there are half of the adult who are colorful guppies, while the other half of the adult they are the drab guppies. Which adult can better attract mate and reproduce? Of course, based on your common sense, the more colorful guppies, they should better attract mate and reproduce. Question B2. How does the change in the coloration of guppies cause a further change in the population of guppies in the transplanted pool, that means the killifish pool? The answer is because the female guppies they are more attracted to the colorful male guppies. So that the colorful male guppies they have a higher chance to find mate and reproduce. When they give offspring, the colorful gene can be passed on to a greater proportion of offspring. That means many of the offspring now contains the colorful gene. The proportion of colorful adult guppies in the future will increase as well. Question 4. What would be the predominant population of the guppies after 22 months when the guppies from the transplanted population, that means the killifish pool, were returned to the source pool, that is the pike cichlid pool? The answer is when the guppies, the colorful guppies, were returned to the pike cichlid pool, because there is intense predator of pike cichlid, the colorful guppies they are spotted easily and eaten, and they died. So that therefore, the drab guppies will take up a greater proportion again in the future.